Warning: the following video contains language and scenarios of a highly adult nature and is not intended for children under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey, what is up? This is Couch Potato Mike coming to you from the book club once again to read chapter 31 of Freed by e.l.james. Before we get started on this chapter, I do want to remind you to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. That like button is begging for you to hit it because it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And I also, did I say subscribe? Yeah, I said subscribe. But ring the bell icon so you know when these are coming out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump back right into chapter 31, which takes place on Friday, September the 9th of 2011. Good morning, Mr. Gray. Andrea's bright and chirpy, a little like me. Married life agrees with her too, it would seem. Good morning, Andrea. I give her a quick, sincere smile. Coffee? Please. Where's Sarah? On an errand for the meeting this morning. Black? Yes, and let's go through the preparations for today and the weekend. Sitting down at my desk, I review the documents laid out in front of me. Today we meet with the Huangs from Taiwan to discuss our joint venture with their shipyard. I have their stats, their management structures, details of their suppliers and subcontractors, and a list of their clients. It's impressive, but part of me is still wondering why they want to partner with a company in the U.S. In fact, this has been what's nagging me throughout our discussions with them. They told us during our recent call that they want to expand throughout the Pacific Rim to be less reliant on the domestic and East Asian market, but GEH could be entering a political minefield. Well, today we get to ask all the difficult questions. Andrea joins me. She makes a mighty fine cup of coffee. This is great. I raise my cup to her and am rewarded with a smile. Where are you with the travel arrangements for Anna's surprise party? Your family arrives tomorrow. Raymond Steele will be driving in from a fishing trip in Oregon tomorrow. The Gulf Stream is due to take off this afternoon for Savannah to collect Mr. and Mrs. Adams. They'll fly into Seattle tomorrow afternoon. I want to check with you that you didn't need hotel reservations for them. No thanks. They'll be staying with us. I think that's all with regard to the weekend. I've been liaising with Mrs. Jones. Great. Now, the Taiwanese delegation. I check my watch. They should be here at 11. Everything's in place. Andrea is exuding her usual efficiency. They're coming from the Fairmont Olympic. In addition to the owners, Mr. and Miss Huang and their chief operating officers, Mr. Chen, they'll be bringing an interpreter. I'm sorry that I didn't have his or her name yet. Marco will meet them in reception and escort them to the conference room. Odd that they're bringing an interpreter. They all speak fluent English. Andrea shrugs. Lunch is booked in your name at the Four Seasons at 1:30 p.m. Thanks, Andrea. Sounds like everything is in hand. Will that be all? For now. Once she's gone, I turn my iMac and check my email. The title of Anna's jumps out at me. From Anastasia Gray, subject the list, September 9th, 2011, 9:33 to Christian Gray. That's definitely at the top. Big smiley face. A.X. Anastasia Gray, editor, SIP. I laugh out loud and shift in my seat as I remember the spreader bar and how exceptionally accommodating my wife was last night. Then again, she has been every night since Layla intruded on our lives. Thankfully, that drama is over. Layla is home, and Flynn has reassured me that she's happily settled back into her life in Connecticut. Anna is insatiable as ever. I am a lucky, lucky man. From Christian Gray, subject, Tell Me Something New, September 9th, 2011, 9:42 to Anastasia Gray. You've said that for the last 3 days. Make up your mind. Or we could try something else. Wink. Christian Gray, CEO enjoying this game, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. Our only source of conflict has been Anna's campaign to rehire Prescott, in spite of the fact that Anna herself said she wasn't certain about her. I've reassured Anna that I'll give Prescott a good reference, but that's it, and for me the matter is closed. I return to the documents in front of me for a reread. I know I need to be on my game. That done, I check for any further emails from Anna, but there are none. I'm restless for the meeting to start, but with 45 minutes to go, I need to stretch my legs. Leaping up, I grab my phone and head out of my office. Andrea, I'm just going to see Roz. I've got my phone. I wave it in front of her and notice it needs charging. Damn. Can you charge this for me? Yes, Mr. Gray. With a need to burn off some excess energy prior to the meeting, I vault down the stairs to Roz's office. Roz has a ream of final questions for the Huangs, and we're discussing tactics when there's a knock on her door. It's Andrea. Mrs. Gray called you. She wants to talk to you urgently. I thought you would want to know. She hands me my phone. Thank you. Frowning, I step out of Roz's office and dial Anna's number. Christian! Anna gasps, breathless and choked. A frisson runs up my spine. Christ, Anna, what's wrong? It's Ray. He's been in an accident. Shit. I'm on my way to Portland. Portland? Please tell me Sawyer is with you. Yes, he's driving. Where's Ray? At OHSU. Roz steps out of her office, distracting me. Christian, they'll be here shortly. My eyes dart to the clock on the wall. It's 10:48. Yes, Roz, I know. The meeting will take at least 2 hours. Hell, I was going to take them to lunch. Roz and Marco can do it. Sorry, baby. I can be there in about 3 hours. I have business I need to finish here. I'll fly down. Thank God Charlie Tango is back in operation. I have a meeting with some guys over from Taiwan. I can't blow them off. It's a deal we've been hammering out for months. I'll leave as soon as I can. Okay, she whispers, her voice small and scared. A fist tightens around my heart. This is not Anna's usual demeanor. Oh, baby, I murmur, overwhelmed with a need to drop everything and join her. She needs me. But I can't. I have responsibilities here. Sawyer is with her. I'll be okay, Christian. Take your time. Don't rush. I don't want to worry about you, too. Fly safely. I will. Love you. I love you, too, baby. I'll be with you as soon as I can. Keep Luke close. Yes, I will. I'll see you later. Bye. She hangs up. Everything okay? Roz asks. I shake my head. No, and his dad has had an accident. Oh, no! He's in OHSU hospital in Portland. She's heading there now. I have to make a quick call. I speed dial my mother, and by some miracle, Grace answers her cell. Christian, darling, how lovely to hear from you. Mom, Anna's dad has been in an accident. Oh, no, poor Ray. Is he okay? Where is he? OHSU. Is it serious? I don't know. Anna's on her way down there now. Unfortunately, I have a meeting here that I need to take before I can join her. I see. A friend from Yale works there. I'll make some calls. Thanks, Mom. I've got to go. I call Andrea, hoping that she's back at her desk. Mr. Gray, Anna's dad has been in an accident. I'll need Stefan to fly with me to Portland and Charlie Tango after my meeting. Can you ask Bailey to fly the Gulfstream to Savannah? We'll need to find a second pilot to go with her, and liaise with Taylor. I need him to come with me. Yes, sir. I'll get right on it. I hang up. Roz is gathering her papers from her desk. You'll have to entertain the Huangs after this meeting. Take them to lunch. I have a table booked at the Four Seasons. I'll have to join Anna. Of course. I'll ask Marco to join me. We'd better head up. Ryan drives Taylor and me to the helipad in downtown Seattle. It was Andrea's idea that we leave from here rather than Boeing Field to save time. The meeting with the Huangs has been a huge success. I've acquired a shipyard, and the settlement we've reached appears to be satisfactory to all parties. But I've left Roz and Marco to iron out the details. Roz and I have an invitation to visit the shipyard next week, but right now I need to support my wife and find out about my father-in-law's condition. As Ryan parks the Audi outside the building, I'm reminded of the last time I used this helipad, to take Anna to Jose's exhibition in Portland, all part of my campaign to win her back. I allow myself a brief moment of triumph. I succeeded. She's now my wife. Who would have thought, Gray? Taylor and I make our way to the elevator, which whisks us up to the rooftop helipad. The doors slide open, and there she is, Charlie Tango. My pride and joy restored to her former glory. I left her burnt out and abandoned in a clearing in the wild in a desolate corner of Gifford National Forest. Now she has 2 new engines, and after a thorough cleanup at Eurocopter, she stands tall and proud, gleaming like new in an early afternoon sun. It's a joy to see her. Stefan climbs out of the cockpit, beaming as we walk toward him. She's handling just like she used to, and she looks good, too, he says by way of a greeting. I can't wait to take her up. In spite of my anxiety about Anna, I can barely contain my excitement to be at Charlie Tango's controls again. Thought you'd say that. With a grin, he holds the pilot's door open and takes the seat beside me while Taylor hops into the back. Once I've buckled up, I don my headphones and run through my pre-flight checks. Have I forgotten anything? I ask Stefan. No, sir. Well remembered. I check the rotor RPM, then radio the tower. Okay, guys, you ready? Copy, Taylor says over his headset, and Stefan gives me a thumbs up. Gently, I ease back on the collective, and Charlie Tango rises like a phoenix into the Seattle sunshine. It's a rush and a relief knowing I will be with my wife in just over an hour. The flight to Oregon is a welcome diversion from my worries about Anna and her dad. Charlie Tango is as responsive, smooth, and elegant as she's always been. She lands with her usual grace on the Portland helipad. You'll keep her warm? I ask Stefan. With pleasure, sir. He's agreed to stand by for further instructions as I don't know when or if we'll be headed home today. Outside the building, there's a Suburban waiting for us. The rental agents hand the keys to Taylor and we set off for the hospital. While he drives, I fish out my phone to contact Anna, but there's a missed call and a voicemail from my mother. I call Grace rather than listen to her message, but she doesn't pick up. Hell. I hang up and listen to her voicemail. Her tone is crisp and concise, her doctor's voice. Christian, I don't have much information on your father-in-law. I know he's in the OR and has been there for some time. He's in serious condition. We'll find out more when they've finished with him. I don't have a time yet. If you're at the hospital, call me. I scowl at my phone. My mother's message is disturbing. Serious does not sound good. Taylor, we may have to stay overnight. Can you pick me up with some essentials for Anna and me? Toiletries? Yes, and a change of clothes or two for both of us. Casual attire, please. Yes, sir. I call Andrea and she picks up on the first ring. Mr. Gray? Andrea, we may need to stay in Portland tonight. Check that the Heathman has a suite. Sorry, guys, I lost my place. Bug landed on the book. Will do. Shall I courier your laptop to you? I have it. Taylor picked it up. Shit! It's Anna's birthday tomorrow. Call Mrs. Jones. I'm not sure we'll be able to make dinner tomorrow. I'll update her later. Shall I turn the Gulfstream around? No, let them land in Savannah. Anna may want her mother here. I'll come back to you when I know more. I hang up. What to do? Taylor catches my eye. What is it? I ask. Sir, I could drop you at the hospital, shop for your essentials, leave the shopping bags at your hotel, then fly back to Seattle with Stefan and bring the R8 down for Mrs. Gray, so it's here tomorrow morning. That's an idea. Let's see how her father is before we do anything, but yes, that's a good plan. You could also collect a few items for me, too. Yes, sir. Perhaps we'll have to reschedule Anna's birthday celebrations to later in the month. While I chew on that, I remember that Mia starts her new job today. I send her a quick good luck text as Taylor pulls up outside the main OHSU building. I gird my loins. In spite of my mother's chosen profession, I loathe hospitals. In the elevator on my way to the OR floor, my phone buzzes with a text from Andrea. She's reserved my usual suite at the Heathman. A nurse at the reception desk on the third floor directs me to the waiting room. Taking a deep breath, I open the door. Inside the stark utilitarian room, I find Anna seated on a plastic chair. Pale, scared, and swamped in a man's leather jacket. She's clutching Jose Rodriguez's hand. His father sits in a wheelchair beside him. Christian, she cries. The relief and hope on her face as she leaps up to greet me extinguish the brief flash of jealousy that flared in my gut. When she's in my arms, I close my eyes and hold her close. She smells of apples and orchards and Anna, and the unmistakable aroma of cheap cologne and sweaty nights out. Jose's jacket? I wrinkle my nose and hope no one notices. Jose stands, but Jose Rodriguez Sr. remains in the wheelchair, looking pretty banged up. Shit, he must have been in the accident, too. Any news? I direct my question at Anna. She shakes her head. Jose? I nod a greeting while keeping hold of my wife. Sawyer is seated in the corner. He acknowledges me with a quick nod. I'm grateful that he's been here with Anna. Christian, this is my father, Jose Sr., Jose says. Mr. Rodriguez, we met at the wedding. You were in the accident too? Gently I shake his free hand. We all were, Jose replies. We were driving to Astoria for a day's fishing. His face hardens, and his fresh-faced boyishness disappears, revealing the menacing man beneath. but we were hit by a drunk driver on the way. He totaled my dad's car. Miraculously, I was unharmed, but Dad got beat up and Ray... He stops and swallows to collect himself. Then, with a swift, anxious glance at Anna, continues. He was bad. He was airlifted from Astoria Community Hospital to here. I tighten my arm around Anna. After they patched up my father, we followed. He finishes, and I raise my brows in surprise. Mr. Rodriguez Sr. has a leg and an arm in casts, and one side of his face is bruised. He doesn't look fit to travel. Yeah, Jose shakes his head in exasperation as if he can read my mind. My dad insisted. Are you both well enough to be here? I ask. We don't want to be anywhere else. Mr. Rodriguez's face contorts. He looks and sounds like he's in pain. Maybe they should go home, but I don't press them. They're here for Ray. Taking Anna's hand, I guide her back to one of the seats and sit down beside her. Have you eaten? She shakes her head. Are you hungry? She shakes her head. But you're cold? I ask, catching another whiff of Jose's jacket. She nods and wraps the offending garment more snugly around her. The door opens and a man in scrubs enters, dark-haired, tall, with a weary air of battle fatigue. His expression is grim. Shit. Anna stumbles to her feet and I stand quickly to steady her. All eyes in the room are on the young doctor. Ray Steele? Anna says with quiet trepidation. You're his next of kin? The doctor asks. I'm his daughter, Anna. Miss Steele. Mrs. Gray, I mutter, correcting him. My apologies. The doctor stammers. I'm Dr. Crow. Your father is stable, but in critical condition. Anna crumples in my arms as the doctor delivers each blow about Ray's condition. He suffered severe internal injuries, principally to his diaphragm, but we managed to repair them, and we were able to save his spleen. Unfortunately, he suffered a cardiac arrest during the operation because of blood loss. We managed to get his heart going again, but this remains a concern. Jesus. However, Dr. Crow continues, our gravest concern is that he suffered severe contusions to his head, and the MRI shows that he has swelling in his brain. We've induced a coma to keep him quiet and still while we monitor the brain swelling. Anna gasps, sagging against me some more. It's standard procedure in these cases. For now, we just have to wait and see. And what's the prognosis? I ask, trying to mask the distress in my voice. Mr. Gray, it's difficult to say at the moment. It's possible he could make a complete recovery, but that's in God's hands now. How long will you keep him in a coma? That depends on how his brain responds. Usually 72 to 96 hours. Can I see him? Anna's breathless with anxiety. Yes, you should be able to see him in about a half an hour. He's been taken to the ICU on the 6th floor. Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Crow nods a goodbye and leaves us. Well, he's alive, Anna whispers, trying to sound hopeful, but tears pool in her eyes and spill down her ashen face. No, Anna, baby. Sit down, I tell her, easing her back to the seat. Papa, Jose says to his father, I think we should go. You need to rest. We won't know anything for a while. We can come back this evening after you've rested. That's okay, isn't it, Anna? Jose turns to me. Of course, she responds. Are you staying in Portland? I ask, and Jose nods. Do you need a ride home? Jose frowns. I was going to order a cab. Luke can take you. Sawyer stands while Jose looks confused. Luke Sawyer, Anna says. Oh, sure, yeah, we'd appreciate it. Thanks, Christian. Anna offers Mr. Rodriguez a careful hug and a less careful one to Jose. He whispers in her ear, but I'm close enough to hear. Stay strong, Anna. He's a fit and healthy man. The odds are in his favor. I hope so, she replies, her voice distressingly small, her words slice through me like a scythe. Because there's nothing I can do to help. She shrugs off Jose's pungent jacket and hands it back to him. Thank God. Keep it if you're still cold, he offers. No, I'm okay, thanks, she says, and I take her hand. If there's any change, I'll let you know right away. Jose gives her a faint smile and wheels his father toward the door that Sawyer props open. Mr. Rodriguez raises his hand and Jose stops. You'll be in my prayers, Anna. The older man's voice cracks. It's been so good to reconnect with him after all these years. He's become a good friend. I know, Anna says, her voice strained with emotion. The three of them exit and we're finally alone. I caress her cheek. You're pale. Come here. Taking a seat, I gather her onto my lap. Folding my arms around her, she burrows into my chest and I kiss her hair. We sit together, each of us with our own thoughts. What do I say to comfort her? I have no idea. I'm helpless and I hate it. Taking her hand, I offer her what I hope is a reassuring squeeze. Ray is a strong man. He'll pull through. He's got to. How is Charlie Tango? She asks eventually, and I marvel that even in this situation she's thinking of me. I think my spontaneous grin is an answer enough. My EC-135 is back, and what a joy she was to fly. Oh, she was yar. She smiles. Yar? It's a line from the Philadelphia Story, Grace's favorite film. I don't know it. I think I have it on Blu-ray at home. We can watch it and make out. Brushing my lips against her hair, I inhale her fragrance, sweeter now that Jose's jacket is left with him. Can I persuade you to eat something? Not now. I want to see Ray first. I don't push her. How are the Taiwanese? She asks, and I think she's steering the conversation to stop me from brooding about food. Amenable. Amenable how? They let me buy their shipyard for far less than the price I was willing to pay. That's good? Yes, that's good. But I thought you had a shipyard over here. I do. We're going to use that to do the fitting out, build the hulls in the Far East. It's cheaper. What about the workforce at the shipyard here? Good question, Mrs. Gray. We'll redeploy. We should be able to keep redundancies to a minimum, I hope. I kiss her once more. Shall we check on Ray? Raymond Steele is in the last bed in the ICU ward. It's a shock to see him out cold and hooked up to a range of high-tech medical equipment. This man intimidates me more than anyone I know, but right now he looks vulnerable and sick. Real sick. He's in an induced coma and on a ventilator. His leg is in plaster and his chest is wrapped in a surgical dressing. His modesty protected by a thin blanket. Jesus. Anna is stunned when she sees him and blinks back tears of shock. Her anguish is hard to witness. What do I do? What do I say? I can't make this better for her. A nurse is checking his various monitors. Her badge identifies her as Kelly, RN. Can I touch him? Anna asks, and she reaches for Ray's hand without waiting for a response. Yes, Kelly says kindly. Standing at the end of the bed, I watch as Anna carefully covers Ray's hand with hers. Abruptly, she sinks into the chair beside the bed, lays her head on his arm, and starts sobbing. Oh, no. I move quickly to comfort her. Oh, Daddy, please get better, she pleads quietly. Please. Feeling utterly fucking powerless, I place my hand on her shoulder and clasp it tightly, trying to offer her some reassurance. Mr. Steele's vitals are good, Kelly says quietly. Thank you, I mutter, because I don't know what else to say. Can he hear me? Anna asks. He's in a deep sleep, but who knows? Can I sit for a while? Sure thing. Kelly gives Anna a warm smile. Anna is where she needs to be right now, and I should make arrangements for us to stay in Portland. There's no way we're going home tonight. I squeeze her shoulder once more, and she raises her eyes to mine. I need to make a call. I drop a kiss on her head. I'll be outside. I'll give you some alone time with your dad. From the 6th floor waiting room, I call my mother. This time she answers, and I update her on Raymond Steele's condition. She takes a deep breath. It sounds critical. I want to come and see him. Mom, you don't. No, Christian, I want to. Anna is family. I have to come down and check on him myself. Carrick and I will drive down. I can fly you down. What? My helicopter is here, but Taylor is taking it back to Seattle. Stefan can fly you down here. That sounds good. Let's do that. Okay, I'll let Taylor know and you can liaise with him. I'll do that. Christian, Ray is in good hands. Thanks, Mom. I call Taylor and let him know about my mother. Then I call Andrea. Mr. Gray, how's Miss Steele? How's Mr. Steele? He's in serious condition. We'll be here for at least 2 nights. I'm going to have to do something for Anna's birthday here, if we do anything at all. Maybe a private dinner, if she's up to it. I'd like her family and our friends to attend, too, but we should see how Ray does during the night. I can talk to the Heathmen and see if they'll accommodate a private dinner. Good. Anna needs her mom, so let's bring her and her husband out as planned. Book rooms for them, for my folks and the rest of our guests, and make provisional arrangements to get them here. My mother will be joining us this evening. Please book her into the Heathmen tonight. Will do. Find out Jose Rodriguez's cell number. I'd like to invite him too. I'll text you. Thanks, Andrea. I hang up and call Mrs. Jones to confirm that tomorrow's surprise dinner party at Escala is canceled. I hope Mr. Steele makes a swift recovery, Gail says. Yes, I do too. I'm sorry about tomorrow. It's no trouble, Mr. Gray. There'll be another time. There will. Thanks, Gail. I hang up and return to the ICU. At the nurse's station, I give Kelly my cell number and Anna's, with instructions to call us if there's a change in Ray's condition. It's time I took my wife for something to eat. When I return to Ray's bedside, Anna is talking to him, and her tears have ceased. She's composed, and her face shines with her love for the man out cold and prostrate beside her. It's an affecting sight, and I feel I'm intruding, but I don't want to go. Quietly, I take a seat and listen to her soft, sweet voice. She's asking him to come to Aspen, where I'll take him fishing. Her words tug at my heart. Anna is my family now, like my mother said, and by extension so is Ray. I see us side by side, casting flies in the roaring Fork River or up on Snowmass Lake. Ray taciturn, me relaxed and equally taciturn. The two of us sharing a beer later. Mr. Rodriguez and Jose will be welcome too. It's such a beautiful house. There's room for all of you. Please be here to do that, Daddy. Please. Okay, Ray, Jose Sr., Jose, and me fishing together. Yes, I can do that. She turns and notices me. Hi, I murmur. Hi. So, I'm going fishing with your dad, Mr. Rodriguez, and Jose? She nods. Okay. I smile in agreement. Let's go eat. Let him sleep. Anna frowns, and I know she doesn't want to leave her father. Anna, he's in a coma. I've given our cell numbers to the nurses here, and if there's any change, they will call us. We'll eat, check into a hotel, rest up, and then come back this evening. She looks longingly at Ray, then back at me. Okay, she capitulates. Anna stands in the doorway of our suite at the Heathman, surveying the familiar room. She looks shell-shocked. Or perhaps she's remembering the first time I brought her here, though that's doubtful as she was blind drunk at the time. I place her briefcase beside one of the sofas. Home away from home, I murmur. It was certainly home to me while I was pursuing Miss Steele to be my submissive, and now here we are, husband and wife. Finally, she enters and stands in the middle of the room, looking lost and forlorn. Oh, Anna, what can I do? Do you want a shower, a bath? What do you need, Anna? I'm desperate to help her in any way I can. A bath. I'd like a bath, she mutters. Bath. Good, yes. I stride into the ensuite, relieved to have a purpose, and turn on the faucets. The water pours in, and I add some sweet-smelling bath oil, which instantly begins to foam. I slip out of my jacket and take off my tie as my phone buzzes. It's a text from Andrea with Jose's mobile number. I'll deal with that later. Anna's in the bedroom, staring at the Nordstrom bags when I re-enter. I sent Taylor to get some things, nightwear, you know. She nods but says nothing, her desolation obvious in her blank look. My heart yearns to take her pain away. Oh, Anna, I've not seen you like this. You're normally so brave and strong. She returns my gaze, mute and helpless. Slowly she crosses her arms, hugging herself as if caught in an icy draught, and I can bear it no more. I fold her into my embrace, offering her the warmth of my body. Baby, he's alive. His vital signs are good. We just have to be patient. She shudders, and I don't know if she's cold or if it's the shock of seeing Ray brought so low. Come. Taking her hand, I lead her into the bathroom, slowly undress her and help her into the bath. She fastens her hair in a gravity-defying bun, slips beneath the foam, and closes her eyes. I take it as my cue to undress and join her. Climbing in behind her, I settle into the hot water and pull her against my front, so we're both laying in the warm, soothing waters, her feet on mine. As time moves on, Anna relaxes against me. I let out a sigh of relief and allow myself a moment of respite from the dread that lingers in the pit of my stomach. I hope to God that Ray will be okay. Anna will fall apart if he's not, and I'm powerless to help. Idly, I kiss her hair, grateful that she can take a moment to unwind as she pops the bubbles in the foam. You didn't get into the bath with Layla, did you? That time you bathed her? She asks out of the blue. No? I thought so. Good. Where is this coming from? Tugging her haphazard top knot of her hair, I angle her head so I can see her face. I'm curious. Why do you ask? She shrugs. Morbid curiosity. I don't know. Seeing her this week? Hopefully you'll never see her again. I see. Less of the morbid. How long are you going to support her? Until she's on her feet. I don't know. Why? Are there others? Others? I ask. Exes who you support? There was one, yes. No longer, though. Oh? She was studying to be a doctor. She's qualified now and is someone else. Another dominant? Yes. Layla says you have 2 of her paintings, Anna mutters. I used to. I didn't really care for them. They had technical merit, but they were too colorful for me. I think Elliot has them. As we know, he has no taste. Anna giggles, and it's such a wonderful sound that I wrap both arms around her, with a little too much enthusiasm, and the bathwater slops over the sides and onto the floor with a satisfying splash. That's better. I kiss her temple. He's marrying my best friend. Then I'd better shut my mouth. I smile down at her and am rewarded with an answering smile. We should eat. Anna's face falls, but I'm not going to take no for an answer. I sit up and clamber out of the bath, grabbing a robe as I do. You soak. I'm going to order some room service. Once I've ordered some food, I rummage through the shopping bags and change into fresh clothes. Taylor has done well. I like the black jeans and the gray cashmere sweater that he's chosen. In the living room, I unpack my laptop and fire it up to check emails. While I'm scrolling through them, I have an idea. From Christian Gray, subject, drunk driver, Astoria PD. Date, September 9, 2011, 1734, to Gray, Carrick. Hi, Dad. Mom has probably told you that Raymond Steele was in an accident. His car was hit by a drunk driver this morning in Astoria. Ray is now in the ICU. Can you use your police department contacts to find out any information about the guy who hit him? Thanks. Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. I saunter back toward the bedroom and lean against the door frame, watching Anna search through the Nordstrom bags. Apart from harassing me at Clayton's, have you ever actually gone into a store and just bought stuff? She asks. Harassing you? I amble over to her, trying to hide my amusement. She half smiles. Yes, harassing me. You were flustered, if I recall, and that young boy was all over you. What was his name? Paul, one of your many admirers. She rolls her eyes, and I cannot help my smile. I plant a quick kiss on her lips. There's my girl. I knew she couldn't be far away. Get dressed. I don't want you getting cold again. Anna is not seduced by the food I ordered. She eats 2 fries and half a crab cake, but that's all. Sighing in disappointment, I watch her leave the table and head back into the bedroom. I know I can't force her to eat, but it worries me when she doesn't. While I debate what to do, I text Jose to invite him and his father to Anna's surprise birthday dinner if, and it's a big if, it goes ahead tomorrow and if Jose Sr. is up for it too. At my laptop, I check emails. There's one from Carrick. From Gray, Carrick, subject, drunk driver, Astoria PD, September 9th, 2011, 1742, to Christian Gray. Will do. Your mother should be in Portland now. Dad. Carrick Gray, partner Gray, Kruger, Davis, and Holt, LLP. This is good news. My mom should be with Ray by the time we're back at the hospital. When Anna returns to the living room, she's wearing a light blue hooded sweatshirt, chucks, and jeans. Ready, she murmurs. Maybe it's because she's sad and anxious, but her face is pale. But she looks younger. But then she's still only 21. You look so young, and I think you'll be a whole year older tomorrow, I murmur. Her sad smile tears me in two. I don't feel much like celebrating. Can we go see Ray now? Sure. I wish you'd eat something. You barely touched your food. Christian, please, I'm just not hungry. Maybe after we've seen Ray. I want to wish him a good night. Jose is leaving the ICU as we arrive. Anna, Christian, hi. Where's your dad? Anna asked. He was too tired to come back. He was in a car accident this morning. I think that's Jose's idea of a joke as he forces a grin. And his painkillers have kicked in, he continues. He was out for the count. I had to fight to get in to see Ray since I'm not next to kin. And? Anna's voice cracks with anxiety. He's good, Anna. Same, but all good. She nods, relieved, I think. See you tomorrow, birthday girl. Hell, don't blow the surprise. Sure, we'll be here, Anna responds. Jose glances at me and then pulls her into a brief hug, closing his eyes as he holds her. Mañana, he whispers. Dude, are you still holding a torch for my wife? He releases her and we wish him good night, watching him walk down the corridor toward the elevators. I sigh. He's still nuts about you. No, he's not. And even if he is, she shrugs. She doesn't care. Well done, she says. What? For not frothing at the mouth, she clarifies, her eyes sparkling with amusement. Even now she's making fun of me. I've never frothed. I try to sound offended, but her lips twitch in a slight smile, which is my intention. Let's see your dad. I have a surprise for you. Surprise? Come. I take her hand. My mother is standing at the end of Ray's bed, her head bowed as she listens to Dr. Crow and a woman dressed in scrubs. Grace perks up when she sees us. Christian, she kisses my cheek and then hugs my wife. Anna, how are you holding up? I'm fine. It's my father I'm worried about. He's in good hands. Dr. Sluter is an expert in the field. We trained together at Yale. Mrs. Gray. Dr. Sluter shakes Anna's hand. She has a soft southern accent. Her words sound like a lullaby. As the lead physician for your father, I'm pleased to tell you that all is on the right track. His vital signs are stable and strong. We have every faith that he'll make a complete recovery. The brain swelling has stopped and shows signs of decreasing. This is very encouraging after such a short time. That's good news, Anna says, a little color returning to her cheek. It is. Mrs. Gray, we're taking real good care of him. Great to see you again, Grace. Likewise, Lorena. Dr. Crow, let's leave these good people to visit with Mr. Steele. Crow follows Dr. Sluter out of the ward. Anna looks down at Ray, who is sleeping peacefully. Grace takes her hand. Anna, sweetheart, sit with him. Talk to him. It's all good. I'll visit with Christian in the waiting room. How's she doing? Grace asks. It's hard to tell. She's bearing up, but I know she's extremely anxious. She's normally so strong. It must be a shock to her, darling. Thank heavens you're here with her. Thank you for coming, Mom. What you said was really reassuring, and I'm sure it's made a huge difference to Anna. Grace smiles back at me. You love her so. I do. What will you do for her birthday tomorrow? I'm undecided, but I thought we might go ahead and have a low-key celebration here. I think that's a good idea. I'll stay in Portland tonight. It's not often that I get some time to myself. Andrea's booked a room for you and Dad at the Heathman. She smiles. Christian, you're so capable. You think of everything. Her words spread like a warm summer sunshine through my body. I strip out of my white t-shirt and Anna grabs it and slips it over her head before climbing into bed. You seem brighter. I don my pajamas, pleased that Anna wants to wear my t-shirt. Yes, I think talking to Dr. Sluter and your mom made a big difference. Did you ask Grace to come here? Sliding into the bed, I pull her into my arms, her back to my front. It's the best position to spoon with my girl. No, she wanted to come and check on your dad herself. How did she know? I called her this morning. Anna sighs. Baby, you're exhausted. You should sleep. She mumbles, then turns her head to look at me, frowning. What? She turns over and curls herself around me, her warmth permeating my skin as I stroke her hair. Whatever she was thinking about, it seems to have gone. Promise me something, I ask. Promise me you'll eat something tomorrow. I can just about tolerate you wearing another man's jacket without frothing at the mouth, but Anna, you must eat, please. She grunts in agreement and I kiss her hair. Thank you for being here, she mumbles and kisses my chest. Where else would I be? I want to be wherever you are, Anna. Always. You're my wife, my family now, and family comes first. I stare up at the ceiling, remembering the first time we slept together in this room. So long ago, and yet not so long ago. It was a revelation, sleeping with someone, sleeping with her. Being here makes me think of how far we've come, and the night I first slept with you, I remember. What a night that was. I watched you for hours. You were just Yar. I sense Anna's tired smile against my chest. Oh, baby. Sleep, I murmur, and it's not a request. Yeah, I just lost my place. Yeah, right in the middle of everything there. So the following day, I'll find it in a minute. So next chapter, next time, it's going to be Anna's birthday, and we'll see how that goes. And we'll check back in on Ray Steele. So for the Couch Potato Mike YouTube channel, this is Couch Potato Mike reminding you that in the end we're all stories. So let's make them good ones. See you next time, guys.